Once again, welcome to Focus on Liberia. My name is Dennis Judd, and we are broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia. Tonight is a continuation of our series, Your Bright Ideas for Liberia. Tonight, the bright ideas to be discussed is emergency medical response in post-war Liberia. With me to discuss this, I have the founder or the co-founder and CEO of a group that's we're going to be talking about tonight. That's her name is Rose Joy Karmoh. Miss Rose Joy, welcome to Focus on Liberia.
Hi, thank you.
Right. Go ahead, Rose.
Hi, my name is Rose Joy. How you guys doing tonight? Thanks for turning in. So I am the president for FICLIB, Foundation for Innovative Change. We are a nonprofit organization, was established by, the dream was developed and came up with this by me. And I have 4 intelligent, talented guys that work along with me. They live in different states.
Before you continue, Rose, we'll get to that. Let me introduce the next guest. That's Mark Luke. Mark, are you there? All right. Mark is also a member of the Foundation of Innovative Change in Liberia. He's currently the Director of Emergency Response in Liberia, and we are glad to have Mark. Mark, welcome to Focus on Liberia. I know we're having technical difficulty right there from Monrovia, but we are glad to have you. So tonight we're going to be discussing this, and this is in continuation of our series, Your Bright Ideas for Liberia. We have focused on things that we can do to change the situation in Liberia. There are a lot of issues that our people face, and we have come up with an idea to discuss what we can do as people of Liberia to make things better. And we titled that Your Bright Ideas for Liberia. The bright idea we're going to be discussing tonight is something concerning emergency medical response. And the co-founder and the president of the Foundation of Innovative Change in Liberia, Ms. Rose Joy Karmoh, is going to be talking about that, along with Mark Luke from Monrovia. Mark, are you there? Hey, Mark, welcome to Focus on Liberia. We want to also welcome all our viewers and listeners across the globe. This is second to the last in the series of Your Bright Ideas for Liberia. And let me go to you, Rose Joy, while we wait for Mark to log on, to just briefly go over what's the bright idea you have for us today.
So again, I visited Liberia in 2017 by myself, and when I went there, I saw things that went on in the country. When I first went there, I took something there, which is a continuation to get back to the country to go and teach the need to know of what do you do in the situation of emergency, CPR, first aid. What happens when something happened, like you have an accident, how do people respond? So I went and I did some work there. And when I came back, I established the foundation, and that's how I put everything together from a couple of great guys, and we put this thing together. So again, my plan is to go back, and I'm so happy that I'm working along with Mark Luke. So this thing is about saving lives. It's about reducing the death rate of Liberia, because a lot of accidents happen in the country and we don't do nothing about it. People don't have numbers to call ambulance like the what we do in the US. So this is my fight. I want us to be able to call people when we are home and when something happens to us. This is a need, it's not a want. It's a great idea because anything can happen. I can visit and something happens to me. I need to know there's somewhere or somebody somewhere that can come running to rescue me before I get to the hospital. So this whole thing is the is making sure that everybody in the country are safe. Everybody there go about the basic schedule, but when something happens, they are able to reach to the EMS system of the country. So I'm here again, bring people to pay attention to this because everybody travel in and out of Liberia. This is not for John Poise, for everybody. Not because you're a leader or you have money. When it comes to emergency and when it comes to life, everybody needs help. So again, I'm calling on my people. There is a serious issue in Liberia. People keep dying continuously. And there's nothing done about this situation. So I'm gonna start to put a stop to this. Somebody have to start something. And I, Rose Joy, have pledged that I'm gonna start to put a stop and to reduce the death rate in Liberia. So this is my whole outcome and this is my whole work mission for this purpose of first responder in Liberia to be put there, not just part-time, but it should be consistent. It should be something that is sophisticated. It should be something that is dependable, that people are safe. If you go Liberia, you are safe. If you live in there, you are safe. And my people, I'm from Liberia, and the people that live there are my people. I don't care where I live, I'm gonna fight that my people have good system running for them in order to maintain their lives.
Thank you, Rose. I think Mark is ready now. Mark, if you're there, welcome to Focus on Liberia. We're still having some trouble with Mark's video, but Mark is, we're glad to have him. He's the Director for Emergency Response and in Liberia, that's the Ministry of Health, Republic of Liberia. And so as soon as we get things connected at this end, we'll be joining Mark in Monrovia. Let me go back to you, Rose, to tell me briefly about your organization, the Foundation for Innovative Change. How you got started and what's the mission, what's the purpose?
So Foundation of Innovative Change started when I went to Liberia and came back, and I figured out that I wanted to have a group that would be able to take expertise in the country. So we started off like that. I kind of called a couple of people and tried to get them together, but we got 5 members of that's in the group now. So our mission is to work in Liberia and collaborate with the people in Liberia to strengthen the educational system, to strengthen the health system, to strengthen like just job system, to go and train people, you know, to take training there, to take teaching. And also our mission is to work and to be, you know, to make a difference in Liberia. That is all my purpose for this foundation, to make a difference, to collaborate. The main thing for this foundation is for us to collaborate with the people in the country, because that's the only way you can get through to Liberia, to work there. So Foundation for Innovative Change, all we do is write proposal, find donors, go Liberia, find a place that we can be able to work along with the people. This is a foundation that have a lot of expertise that's in it. And I'm so glad, I'm so happy because we are ready to move in Liberia and do some great things there.
Right. So what are some of the work your foundation has been involved in?
Again, we the CPR and first aid, the responder project that I'm taking to Liberia, we are very involved in that. We've been there in 2017, and we did some work there. Even though we are in the U.S., but we also talk a lot with Michael Luke, and we do a lot of talking, a lot of collaboration with him. And in 2019, December, I'm going back there for us to do a huge awareness program and do a large teaching. We want to hopefully touch about, most of the counties and in Maserati, to go to different places, the motorcycle guys, the pimping guys, the market ladies, the schools, especially the kids, to teach the kids, because they are the new generation. So that's what we're doing now in Liberia. We are ready to go for this big project that we are about to talk about today.
Let's talk about the structure of your organization. Who are involved in this? Where are they, and what exactly do they do?
I have Stephen Keller. He lives in Texas. He's an IT guy. He worked with this big company, and he do a lot of things. He worked in his community in Texas. He's kind of like do some tutoring with kids. He kind of like go to organization meetings and stuff, the community meetings and stuff. He's very involved. We have another guy called Wilson. Wilson is great. Right now he worked internationally. He worked with a big company. I mean, he's an IT guy, he's a financial guy. He got so much expertise that even in Liberia, he owns a couple of businesses. He just opened a big library in Liberia. We have another guy called Emmanuel. He lives in Texas too. Emmanuel is a professor at a University of Texas. He teaches, he's into health. I think he's a health technician. So there too, he got a lot of knowledge when it comes to health and technical stuff about the health business. We have another guy, he lives in Atlanta, Georgia. His name is Kevin. He's into the entertainment business thing, but also he works at the Ford car company, a big company. He's there. He do financing too. So it's 4 guys and plus me. I work in the healthcare. I'm an instructor of the CPR and first aid responder. I'm also a graduate, practical nursing. I graduated from there too. And I work in the healthcare. I work at Wood Services. And all my life, I've been around people and trying to help people. So this is the right calling for me. And with all my members, they support every idea anybody bring on the table. So we are people of expertise, and we are willing to do anything for our country.
Thank you. That is beautiful. Okay, we're still having some technical difficulty with Mark. He's right there in Monrovia. He's the director for emergency medical response at the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Republic of Liberia. Mark, he does a lot of great things in Liberia, and we are glad to have him to explain to us exactly what he does, the landscape when we talk about emergency response. So, and as soon as we get his computer connected, he'll be joining us. So, Rose, let's talk about emergency response or emergency medical response. Tell me what that means and what all the things that you need to respond to when you talk about medical response.
So emergency response, it comes to a lot of things. A first responder, they are the most important people on the face of the earth, because you get to get in contact with them when something happened at first. So before you get to the doctor, before you get to the hospital, you get to interact with these people. They are the people that come in order, if you kind of have heart attack, they kind of like give you compression and breathing, rescue breathing. When you have an accident and you are bleeding continuously, they kind of suppress the bleeding and make sure that you get to the hospital on time. When you come to your house and you're sick, or you get into a diabetes rush or sugar rush, they are there to help before they get to the hospital. So these people are so important. Like simple thing, your baby sleeping and kind of like get into shortness of breath. When you call these people, when they come there, before you get to the hospital, they are the first hand people. So emergency responder, they are so important, you know. And I noticed in my country, they are not important there. People don't know of them because I have called so many people that run the government. When I ask them, they say, who are these people? What do they do? You know? So again, this is something serious, you know? So let us put our mind to this. Let us focus on this because they can benefit everybody in and out of the country.
Thank you, Rose. I think Mark is there now. Mark, can you hear me?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Mark, welcome to Focus on Liberia. Mark, again,
Thank you very much.
Is the Director General of Emergency Response. Mark, if you can hear me, just briefly tell me what you do in Liberia.
Let us focus on this.
Well, for us at the Ministry of Health, we have a unit that is needed department at the Ministry of Health called the Emergency Medical Response that comprises of the EMS and the respiratory section. And this is the first time ever that in the history of Liberia that we established of EMS system, which runs from the ministry point of view. Yeah. With that, with the EMS, actually, we're talking about that today. The EMS have a for people called the EMTs that work on board and those guys do that make they do not know of. For now, we have approximately close to 13 assets that is stationed around most of the city parts in Liberia, in Monrovia, like Junction, Broad Street, Bushra Island, on the Vera highways. Yeah, that's what we do for now.
All right. So what does emergency response look like in Liberia currently?
Well, it's nothing for now you can compare with the developing world. It's a new concept and it's just coming up. Emergency response in Liberia is highly needed. There are a lot of emergency out there in the streets, in the homes, from another hospital to another hospital. We need the EMS to really operate in Liberia. This is something that is very important because for what we do there is we do on the scene treatment. Like if you call us, we get to your homes or on the street, and we will be able to take you and treat you right there. If you need to go to the hospital, we take you to the hospital. If you don't need to go to the hospital, we take you home. And then on ward to the hospital in case we take you from another facility or from the street or somewhere else, we try to treat you on board the ambulance and take you directly to the hospital with care instead of you getting in a taxi or in your vehicle to rush your family member where you don't know airway management how to minister medication. We dress wound, we do delivery on board the ambulance. We test your sugar to know if sugar or lower in July.
Your line is kind of breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, sorry, the network here is so bad. I really don't know.
Right. Just repeat what you just said, exactly what you do when you go get someone in terms of emergency, what you do. Just repeat that for my listener.
Okay. The team at the emergency medical response that runs the ambulance are called the EMTs. The EMTs on board the ambulance do pre-hospital care for patient on the scene or on the hospital. We take patients or we receive call through our dispatch center, and when no calls come through, we try to send the ambulance to whatsoever destination with at least 10 minutes within the city limit. 10 minutes, we will be at your destination, and we will be able to take you to whatever hospital you need for us to take you to. But before that point, we treat patients on the scene and on board the ambulance. En route to the facility that you want to go to, we treat you. And in that, we do a lot of procedure. We do delivery, we do sugar tests, we do almost 50% of the things that you expect people to do in the emergency room, we do it on board the ambulance. With the minimal resources we have, we try to do what we can do.
Right. Thank you. I have a picture of you here doing some of that. I don't know if you can see that. That's you, right?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Right. So there's some of the, just walk me through the scene.
I'm not, okay. So it was last year around this time, last year, I think July, June, yeah, around July. That area is around the Tinga Village or, Tinga Village area, I guess. Yeah, that's where it was. There was a flooding situation that took place, and sick people and wounded people was trapped in the home. They couldn't get out. So I heard the announcement on the radio, and I got my team about close to 12 person, and we went there and we're in the water. We went from, like you see the houses that back there, we just took the lady from in her house. She been sick for the past 5 days and she couldn't get out with her husband to get to the hospital. So we had to go there, rescue her, and took her to the nearest hospital closer to us.
Wow. And that's ambulance. I didn't, so you actually have ambulances in Liberia?
Yeah, we have like this ambulance you're showing there was donated to us by some group in Canada. It's a new Chevrolet ambulance. It's up to date, have almost all the things that you need to work on it, except patient monitor and this ambulance. I prepared the ambulance. So in there we have an incubator in there too, so that if we have some critical patient that need to be referred from one hospital to another, and you can't just put it on ordinary car or just any ambulance, we send that ambulance over where we'll be able to manage that patient and take them from one facility to another facility. And we have done several of that.
And that's still one more picture there. I think that's still that group.
Yeah, okay, this one we were taking a blind man from home. A guy, we got a call, and this old man was blind, and he was trapped in a home, and we tried to rescue him and take him out of his home and carry him to a shelter that was prepared by the community. So we do a lot of things. We get to disaster, like last month, February, we were in Lima County, where we went to do a search and rescue for the disaster that took place there in Tapeta. We go everywhere and we do everything and anything. We conduct CPR training. We have few mannequins, but now we have trained almost close to 1,000+ person, and we are issue close to 400 license, CPR license, to individual in Monrovia. Entity call us, we go there free of charge, and we do the thing. And thank goodness for those jumping in, and they will be having some AED to help us, because we don't have any AED in the country. You can find it anywhere around. So we'll help. Hopefully, maybe at the end of the year we'll have something like that.
Right, and that was my next question. You work as in our Liberia, since you say you big man at the health ministry. How did you get in contact with Rose and start working with Rose, and exactly what is the situation that she stepped and her group stepping into?
Well, her group is stepping in to boost our effort because she got in contact with me and I told her what we have and what we don't have, and she promised to get around the Liberian community there in America to see how they can help us in Liberia. And I think this is the time for us Liberians to try to help ourselves and forget about the international community, the NGO, the partners, and all the people out there use their money to help us. This is time for us to use our own money to help ourselves. Liberians in the diaspora, Liberian in Liberia, it's time for us to put together and see how we can help ourselves. Health is everyone's business, and health is not cheap. It's very expensive. It's not about political party. It's not about who is who. It's about saving lives. So I ask all Liberians in Liberia, outside of Liberia, to join the team in America, join the team in Liberia, and see how we can help one another.
Rose, I know this is the work just as Mark has described, and you sent me a video that shows some of the emergency situation in Liberia. I want to play that video for our listening audience watching us, so that you can tell us, maybe that's one of the things that move you, but let me play the video so that people see what you are up against and how people can help.
Is everybody okay? Oh, you the driver? Somebody hurt.
It's a car accident.
Wait, y'all take time, take him out. Take time. What do you mean open for her? Yeah. Wait, no way about it. The car door. Chris? Hey, y'all hurry up, get him out. It's on fire. Wait. Wait, we coming for you. We gotta get him out. Hey, take your seatbelt off. I'm holding it slowly. Wait, yes, where the seatbelt? What am I? Yeah, go get a knife. Somebody go to Jello and get a knife. Go get a knife. Go get a knife to Jello. Go to Jello quick and get a knife. Quick, Mom, run up. Get a knife. Hurry up. Run. You left it. Oh my God, you. Go get a knife. Go to Amy, get a knife. Quick. Go quick. Oh my God, sorry. Get a knife. Oh, we can't save this guy. Hey, I did the door. Okay, get him out. Get him out. Get him out. What guy died? What guy died, Chris? No, let me check his pulse. Move. Y'all can't determine. Chris, I need plastic. Come and check the man pulse. Come on, Chris. Motorbike. Don't go nowhere, motorbike. Chris, come and check the man pulse. Let's check the man pulse. Chris, I want to check his pulse. Give me light, I want to check his pulse. Don't get close, I gotta make sure I don't touch blood. I want to check his pulse. Okay. Motorbike. Hey, motorbike. Chris, I get him back to the hospital. Got pulse. His pulse is strong. That man pulse is strong. They get him out. Yes. Hey, motorbike. Look at the motorbike. Look at the motorbike. Where am I? Huh? I said, what a motorbike driver. My man come carry the guy. I said, wait up. Wait, let me see the guy. Wait. My man carry the man first. We got to carry the man first. He's seriously hurt. What a driver in the Jeep. My man, come here. My man, come here. Come here. I need to help me get these people to the hospital. Your car's broken down. Tell them they're driving. Let's get them ready to the hospital. All of them are still living. Okay. Ain't nobody run away. What a motorbike driver for their bike. Come now. But give me the key now. Give me the key. The minute I'm not dead. Give me the key. Hospital right here. Yeah, baby, hospital right here. My man, give me the key. Give me the key. I will fucking find magic. Give me the key. We'll find somebody to get me. My man, you wasting time. Give me the damn fucking key. Who can drive a motorbike? Who can drive a motorbike? Who can drive a motorbike? Nobody can drive a motorbike. Who can drive a bike? Everybody get a key. My man, thank you. What's your name? Elijah, don't move. I'm gonna hold you a little, okay? Don't move. Let him get this man on the bike. Hey, Jesus. Put him there. Put him there. Put him there. Lift for him. Hey, no. I want all two of them on there. Bring the other man. Bring the other man. All two of them at the same time.
All right. So Rose, tell me about what you saw and what moved you to send this so that you want this to be played on the show tonight.
So how can you even know that? That could happen to anybody. I don't care if you live in the US and you happen to visit Liberia. That can happen to you. I want people that will watch this to put this in the back of the conscience. The lady that was on the scene, she's from the US because she know how it works. So the people that's there have no clue. Why don't they have a clue? Because our people are not teaching them. Why do things happen in the world that things just happen and people die? Because there's not enough teaching. Again, we sit around and want to end all those things. We're not. We're gonna work. We're gonna work on those things. The first thing she did was say, check the pulse. People live. People, even if you have an accident, you are bleeding, but if you still have a pulse, you have a chance to live. And that was the first thing she did. I was hooked up with the seatbelt. She asked for a knife because he was living. And if the fire was gonna just catch and he's just gonna die if they weren't gonna remove him from that car. So again, it's need to know, the people don't know. And again, the EMS that's there, the EMT people that are there, they don't have help. They don't have enough to help the nation. You're dealing with 1 million people in a country and you need so much, to work along with them, So that lady, I don't know who she is, but I'm trying to find her because she did a very good job. She got involved, very active. She controlled the entire scene. And that's how we need our people to be aware. When something happens, someone is there to jump in. And I want people to know this is not because you're rich. This is not because you have a car. That can happen to you.
Right.
And when it comes to that, you have nobody to respond to you. You're going to die.
Right.
You're going to
die.
die.
Mark, you are in Liberia. How frequent do we have such situations? And what are other similar situations that require emergency response?
We have that a lot. A lot of RTs take place every day, but due to the lack of resources and manpower, we don't usually respond to all the RTs that take place. Sometimes we are like maybe 20 to 30 minutes before we get there. Sometimes we get there, people have taken the victim in vehicles and try to see how they can help them to one of the nearby facilities, and then where we would go and help and get them out of there and try to see what we can do, what is best for them. So the problem is every day. Every day is around every day. Like, but now we are trying. Since the establishment of the unit, we are trying. We get ambulance now on the Vera Highway. Now we have one on Kakata Highway, right around Mount Barclay Junction in the night. In the day, it will be stationed at Pendle Junction. We have one ambulance now at Marshall Junction on the Rawapi Highway. And we had one at Point 4 Junction. And hopefully, if we get more resources, we will send one at Paul River Junction around the highway going towards Sierra Leone. We are trying to get the ambulance posted in every corner, but our major problem there is resources. We don't have the amount of resources. I'm so grateful to the minister who has passion for this and her team of ministers like the CMO and most especially Dr. Cooper, Captain Cooper. She is in this connection because of all this is working, and we are trying our best. I if big thing MT team the staff that work for all those are volunteers who are under the ring every day and night trying to rescue people every day and night. It's not easy. Sometimes we don't have fuel to move. We don't have the equipment. We don't even, the team don't even have raincoats, and now in rain we don't have rain gears. They are under the rain. They are under the rain. It's so bad. Sometimes there with them, we're doing what we can do, and if we can just get the little resources, it's expensive, but we can try.
Right.
It's expensive, but we can try. The thing about it, what makes it more difficult, when the unit was established, it was established after the last year, the last budget year, when the budget already went in, and then that's when this unit was established. So we are in the national budget. So we're hoping for this new budget year that the government can see it wise to put all into it and see how they can put, do what they can do right for the people of the nation.
Do we have like some numbers, some stats on deaths that occur as a result of the lack of emergency response, either from car accident or other emergencies that happen? Do we have some rough numbers?
You say if I have what?
Do we have some statistics, some rough numbers as to how many people die in situations like that because there's no emergency responders?
I can't really say off air how many, but just from what you saw just now, right? Just think about it. I think so many people die from that. So I don't want to be, I don't want to say, give a figure because I won't be aside here.
Right.
But so many people die every day. Just 3 days ago, we had a motorbike accident on the Rawapi Highway. 2 persons instantly died. Instantly, the rider and the bike owner, the passenger died instantly. You see that? So every day, if not motorbike, it will be car accident. 2 cars or sometimes a car leaving the road and getting on the sidewalk and hit bystander. So it's every day.
So besides car accident, I know our country is rallies are common. What are some other situations, where those kind of things happen?
Well, we have people falling in the well. 2 weeks ago, we had an incident where people called from Looking Town, and the guys were cleaning the well, digging the well, and the whole thing collapsed on them. And they tried to get them, or when they get them, or they call us. I don't know what to say. It was so sad that we couldn't respond to that particular emergency. We couldn't respond to it because we had the manpower sitting, but we didn't have the to keep us alive or to get there on time. Before we get there, it was late already. So those are some challenges we have. Our major challenges are petrol to move the ambulance, maintenance, and medical supply. If we can get that, the the guys are willing to be on the field 24 hours to do what they can do with the little they get from to survive.
So Rose, we saw the accident, and now Mark is talking about other situations like people following the well. What can you do? What can your organization do to change things for the better? Especially looking at the accident scene. I know there are a lot of things going on. People standing around, they don't know what to do. People don't have the equipment. So what can you do differently to change the situation?
So there's going to be a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of years. First of all, again, I established a thing that I'm calling on the Liberian people to support us financially. So again, we need money. In order of money, we need people to be able to go back home and do a lot of seminars, a lot of awareness, a lot of classes, a lot of teaching, to go into the counties, to go into the rural areas, people that you never seen before. You don't want to go visit, to go into those places and teach the people. So my organization, we're gonna do our best. I'm gonna try to be in and out of Liberia, doing teaching, collaborating with Mark Luke and his department, staying here, ordering, purchasing equipment and things that are needed in the country. So people, when the ambulance come to them, they are not trying to figure out what to do or what is there. Also, this whole thing is about teaching. Like in the US, every job have a training that it teaches the employees to about CPR and first aid. So those are the people that walk the streets. So I'm gonna try to go into jobs, the hotels, into the market, to the pimping boys, and teach them. And it's need to know, like, no, if you know something, you will know how to help. You know, in that situation, if they knew what to do, they was gonna do the same thing that lady did. Again, it's all about teaching. It's all about awareness. This is how the U.S. get things done in this country. When something is happening, they call this big awareness to things that people know what is going on, how to solve it, how to go about it. And this is what my organization is about.
I see you in that picture. Is it some training or teaching you carry on that? Walk me through that scene, and how can training like this make things better for our people?
Yeah, I was in 2017. I visited the country, and that's what I did. I gave back to the country. It was imagine, I went there, the YMCA is so big. They provided me with like 60, almost 100 chairs, and plus the balcony that is built in the YMCA. And look at the people that came, not enough people. Because again, the people don't know how important, this thing is. That day was awesome. I had a high school girl there. She's in the front in the dress. I had 2 doctors. Everybody over there got tested. I have a family member doing the test, the sugar test. His sugar was like almost 380 that day. That was his sugar result. So again, it was a good day that day. People came from, again, that is Dr. Jala. I also collaborate with Road to Health. Dr. Jala went into the counties, into the country, into those bushes and stuff and that to help the people, to teach the people how to do compression. That is how you do compression. Get on your knees and give 30 compression and a rescue breath in order to save someone. So we're trying to reach out to people. So my organization is about teaching, it's about giving. And again, like Mark said, we should stop depending on people to give us all the time, because we are not poor people. We are good people. We are good people, and we know how to sustain ourselves. So I'm calling the Liberian community from everywhere around the world, wherever you at. If you do visit Liberia, you need to act. You need to be very active in this. You need to support as much as you can. If you can come and join the team, if you can come and help in any kind of way, I will appreciate this. This is not about me. This is about the country. This is about the people. And people ask me why are you going back to Liberia? Why you want to do this? That's where I'm from. My entire family, they're all here. My mother, my father, my son, everybody's here. Why do I want to go Liberia? Because that is where I'm from. And those are my people. And one day I want to go and live there permanently. So things need to be fixed. And this is the number one thing that needs to be fixed in the country. Because you only get to live once. You live once and that's it. When something happens and you cannot get help, you're done. I don't care what office you're in. I don't care what position you hold. I don't care how much educated you are. If someone can save you, you're not going to live, and that will be the end of your life. So again, this is important. We can't stress too much on it. I mean, I've it so many times. So again,
so Rose, you have besides accidents, you were talking about sugar, and also people can be choking, others with their blood pressure. Those can be emergencies as well. How do you train people to respond to those kind of things?
So you teach them, you tell them what the sugar level, what is the normal sugar level, 70 to 110. People that passes down, people that have sugar problem, you tell them they need to get checked every morning before they eat. So it's almost like a teaching process. When it comes to choking, what are the signs of choking? People need to know when someone is choking, what do they do? How can they respond? How can they help them from not choking? You understand me? So all of that again is about teaching. It's all a part of CPR and first aid. It's such a big learning section. It's not just about taking someone to the hospital. It's about if someone is bleeding, how to stop the bleeding. Because if someone bleeds so much, they die. If you can't stop someone bleeding, their life is finished, So it's all the little things. When kids have allergies, people have allergies to things. And if you don't have the EPIN pin, the EpiPin, we need that. We need EpiPins in Liberia. People have allergies. People flames up. When people flame up, they can't breathe. Sometimes people be like, oh, that waist strap. They wish that people know. Those things happen. You eat something, you get purple and you can't breathe because you are allergic to that. And if you don't have EpiPen, you die. You understand me? Someone gets stung by the bee, they die because they're allergic and they don't have EpiPen to release that allergies. So again, it's a lot to this. It's a lot to this. It's a lot to this. So it's not just an accident.
Right.
When it comes to blood pressure, you teach the people what to do. What's the regular number for a regular blood pressure? You let them know if your pressure go to this level, what to do, how to go about it, how to maintain a regular level of BP. So all of this, they are in the package of CPR and first aid.
If you're just joining us, this is Focus on Liberia. We are discussing your bright ideas for the country. And the bright idea we are focusing on tonight is emergency medical response. With me, I have my guest, Ms. Rose Joy Karmoh. She's the founder and president of the Foundation for Innovative Change. We also have Mr. Mark Luke, that's the director of Emergency Response, EMS, and Respiratory at the Ministry of Health. Mark, you were here like all of us in America, and you left, and you went to Liberia. I understand you're making good money here, and you chose to go back home. What is it like? And I have on your title, Respiratory Therapy. What does that mean? Explain to me your drive to go back home and help, and what is it that you are facing, and what are some of the things that are changing because you are there?
Okay, so when I left Liberia and came to and went to the state, I wanted to do biomedical engineering. While doing that, I visited a lot of hospitals, and then there was one upon a time I got on board an ambulance. I fell off in class, and they called 911, and the ambulance came and they took me to the hospital. So en route, I saw what the guys were doing, to me, and I saw the things they had all on board the ambulance. Mind you, in Liberia, I work on ambulances, IRC ambulance during the war. I mean, international rescue committee, and different ambulances with JFK and other things when I was working there. But then the things that I saw on board the ambulance in America, I've never seen any of them on board the ambulance in Liberia. So I like, and when I get out of this, I'm going to do the course. So after that, I left. I went to Beata Hospital. I used to go to Beata Hospital. I went to Beata Hospital in Dallas, and I met both their ambulance and they were sitting. I talked with them, and they started telling me and showing me a lot of things, what to do and how to go about doing it. Like, man, I'm going to do it because I love emergency. I work in the ER for so many years, up to 14 years before leaving. And you asked about the respiratory. I'm a professional respiratory therapist for the past 14 years in Liberia in the state. I did that and then advanced airway management, critical care. So seeing all the things that is there in America and not in Liberia, half of it is not here. I have to go back and help. I have learned some things, and then that thousand people in Liberia. Then little brother, son, have to die from asthma attack, and he cried on me, and he said, "Mike, if you're in Liberia, my son was not going to die." He told me that, and I said, "Wow, Hirschman, that is it got to me so much until I couldn't get my mind to get in peace until I got back in Liberia." And when I was coming in to Liberia, I came with a bag of Dominican. I made that on a shadow stuff for myself, but I made sure I brought that Dominican. I weigh almost close to 75 kg. I paid for it, brother, and I said I'm going to teach people in Liberia how to do CPR. And that's how I started. Went with some clinic before ministry, for me and over and asked me if I can establish the unit at the Ministry of Health. That's when I said, now my dream, and I met a lot of professional Liberians, Alex, Michael Gay, Sama, Shannon, and a lot of them, I can't name all of them, were trained by an American EMT paramedic by the name of RC, they brought him, and he trained the guys for 9 months. And I tell you, people do not believe this, but I can tell you, the training the guys have here, you can compare with those in America, the EMTs in America. The guys do amazing job. I know, I thought the only person, but when I came and saw it, I was like, wow, we can do this. And the work they do, and I see what they pay them, because what they receive as pay is nothing that they can live on. But the guys sometimes walk, they come to work. They come to work hungry, and they do the job. I give my heart to them. Really, those are the guys. They inspire me every day to be able to work. Because of them, I get up every morning to go to work. Yeah. So while there in America, I went for the EMT and paramedic course. I did it. People used to laugh at me. They, oh, Mike, you too old-fashioned. What are you going to do? Why you can enjoy yourself, work and do what? But then school is all about school. You just got you with biomedical engineering. Now you say you're going for and all the things. I say, yeah, this one I'm doing is for Liberia, and I'm going to go back away. And I came, and now I'm here doing what I can do.
And thank you so much, Mark, for the work you do. Again, if you are just joining us, this is Focus on Liberia. This is in continuation of our Your Bright Ideas series. Here, people, Liberians, who are moved by the plight of our people, decide to do something to change the situation. One of those Liberians is the co-founder of Foundation for Innovative Change. That's Rose Joy. So if you are there, you want to be part of the conversation, you can call us 706-684-0392 to be part of the conversation. I know there are a lot of things that attract attention in Liberia, and talking about how we can help is not one of them. People are moved by sometimes these current events, they pull a lot of crowd, but we want to appreciate those who still take up time to watch this kind of show and be participants, and I see people, they are asking you, Rose, for your contact information and see how they can be a part. So tell me, Rose, what will it cost you, or if you have some ballpark figure of how much you need to implement this kind of program, and walk me through your implementation plan for Liberia.
So I put on the GoFundMe page 20,000. That would be just for trying to get in there and teaching the people from county to county, from Maserati to all the counties. I don't even, like, if I estimate the amount, we can't even put our hands on the amount that we need for this department. You know, it needs so much stuff. So much stuff needs to be done. So much things need to be touched. So in order for us to maintain this system, to make sure this system is sophisticated in the country, we ourselves need to find a way to maintain the services. So I came up with this. I said, we have jobs, we have the private sector of Liberia. We have employees there. We have people that work for those people. So we will tell them that the people that work with you needs to be trained, because those are the people that walk the streets. So they get to contact the department of my Galuk team and say, we need you guys to come and teach my staff here. So there's a fee to that. And the only way this can work if the government put this into regulation. You know, if we have inspector that goes around to the private sectors and say, where are your training paper? Where are your paper from the EMS department that states every year your staff are trained? Where are your papers? And so with this money that we collect from the private sector, the jobs and stuff, we get to maintain the system. You know, this is not a system that you just put money into and you just sit down. Money have to keep coming in every single time. So this is my plan, to see if I can talk to the Liberian government for us to put some kind of regulation to this, you know, to implement this, to be serious about this, so the common people can benefit from this whole service. You know, in the US, we pay insurance before the ambulance come and get you. You have a $500 copay, but again, we pay that. This is not a government paying it for us. You pay your insurance and you pay that money. You know, that's how the people sustain the service in this country. So we have to find a way to sustain our service in the country. We have to be able to pay for things, to maintain stuff. And this is one department that needs to be maintained by the Liberian people. We need to pay money. We need to pay for these services that the common people, the poor people, can benefit from this. So that is one of my plans. The biggest plan is to get into the private sectors, let them train all the employees. The employee must be trained. That is a regulation. If your employees are not trained, you get fined. And the fine goes towards the EMT, until the EMS department, until you get to pay them to come and teach the people every year. It's not a one-time teaching, because people have to, this thing is like a thing that you panic. You know, even though I know how to do it, but if I'm not trained constantly, if something happened, I kind of like, and I just sometimes won't know what to do. But if you keep telling me every time, this is what you do, this is what you do, now it's in the back of my head, I know it. So if something happened, I get comfortable and I know how to apply, you know. So this is my plan to maintain the system. So let the people of the people of the country, to maintain, is not about the government giving us money. It's about the people of the country to maintain the system. As we go
So Mark, currently, what is the cost associated with these services? You were talking about the fuel that you need for one ambulance. So give us a rough estimate of how the cost is, and let's have an idea.
Okay, to run one ambulance for a day, it will cause that ambulance to have 20 gallons of gas in it. Just a day. And we have, for now, we have not yet gone over the whole country. We are just in Mosurado, Magibi, and Bome. And we have 13 ambulances that we need to run 24 hours a day. And you need 20 gallons for each ambulance. So, and you time that by 3.7K, that's the cost of fuel. Now I can't do the math okay right away, but I think it's something around close to close to $30,000 to run that. Close to $30,000 a month to run just 13 ambulances. And the projection we have made already for the whole country, we are talking about like 75 in the whole country, because by next year we will start going outside Mosurado and going out there to see how we can get the other counties involved. We're done with 3 counties, and then we'll be good for next year. So that's why it costs to run one of them, and excluding maintenance and medical supplies, because we do not charge people on board the ambulance for the services we provide for them. That's one of the things, and that is why it's very crazy. You see, so now I think we're putting things into place that people should have to contribute. Like, we tell you, hey, we have the ambulance, you need the ambulance, help us with fuel. We're coming towards you. So when we come there, maybe you can buy 1 gallon of fuel, 2 gallons, because guess what? If the ambulance is not there, these people are going to pay almost close to $2,000 to get the patient in a taxi to take them to whatever facility they need to take them to. But we are coming free of charge. We're going to open your IV. We do delivery on board the ambulance. We take care of the wounds. We do a lot of things on board the ambulance. And we have records for the things that we do. We have a PCR that will list everything that we do, presented to the hospital, and we have it at our base. So for that is very screening. The government alone cannot do it. It's very expensive to run the system. People who have cars in Monrovia, they know. If you're talking about 20 gallons of fuel every day to run one ambulance that you see parked on the street or moving up and down, especially the red, white, and blue ambulance, that's the one that we run. It's very high. And like last month, we received up to 175 calls through our dispatch system. We received 175 calls, and we're only able to lift 73 person. We couldn't attend to all the calls because we didn't have the amount of petrol to meeting all the calls. It's difficult and expensive, but we are trying every day with the little that the government provides for us every day. I mean, every month we try to use that, but it cannot work alone. We need the public to help. People there can afford it. I know it. If people can go on radio and on the talk show, the various talk show can come out and see how they can raise money to help the system, that would be great. Entity can come and donate fuel, donate other medical supply fund. If anybody can donate some raincoats and rain boots for the staff, that would be great. Those are the things that we do again. We have this thing we call the adoption system. You can come, your entity, your family, your name, you can put it on the ambulance. You can come and adopt an ambulance. You can adopt the ambulance and put anything you want to put on the ambulance. Just adopt the ambulance. Say like, hey, for this month or for the year, I will supply the fuel for the ambulance. I will maintain the ambulance, and I will help with the medical supply. If you want your family name on it, your family name will be on it. You want your entity name to be on it, your entity name will be on it. That's what we're pushing out. That's what we're putting out for people to come in to help. Those are all the strategies we are using.
Thank you, Mike. We have a caller on the line. Caller, your name and where you calling from.
Yes, good evening, good night in Liberia. My name is Victor Human. I'm calling from North Carolina.
Victor, welcome to Focus on Liberia. Your question or comments?
Yeah, thank you very much. I must first of all applaud the efforts of Ms. Rose Joy Karmoh and Mark Luke. I do give my heart out to you guys for such a tremendous job you guys are actually doing. You know, we don't find really many like big person nowadays taking such an initiative. So it's just a very big thank you for me to you guys for what you guys are trying to establish.
Thank
But
you.
I do have a question here for Ms. Rose Joyce Karmoh. I know earlier you mentioned trying to reach out to the public sector. I'm sorry, trying to reach out to the private sectors about implementing the systems. Now, do you have anything in your long-term visions for targeting schools as far as training goes? For training purposes, maybe like having those kids, maybe from a junior high level up to high school, having those basic first responder training, like just basic hands-on training. And if so, if that's part of your vision, how will you want to go about having that process implemented?
Great question, Victor. Thank you. Rose.
Thank you.
So I didn't really get him. He said if I want to start with schools.
Right. He said, whether you have in your long term to incorporate schools, you talk about going to the private sectors, will you start with schools so that beginning from, say, junior high or middle school, kids can start to get trained in first aid and emergency response?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna do schools, and that's what the program in Liberia that's gonna happen December 20th. I'm telling the parents to bring the kids. Bring the kids. You know, they are the new generation. So definitely, I'm gonna go to schools and stuff and teach the kids how to do things because they are in school. The friends, you know, get cut. Their friends maybe stop breathing. They know how to run and call someone. If they have an asthma attack, they know what to do to help out. So yeah, definitely, you know, that is a part of my plan to go into schools, elementary schools, high schools, vocational schools, even to the blind school and the cripple and all of that. I plan to go into those places and teach those people. So it's all a part of my plan.
Thank you, Rose, and thank you, our caller, Joe. We have some comments on Facebook. Jala Kennedy said, like, and the EMS teams are doing well, and they need the tools to work with. Mark Jensen says, it's true that the government can't do all, but the government must create the environment for us to be a help to our brothers back home. Mark, your response about government creating the environment.
I would say the environment is already there. The system is established, it's moving, it's working. It's there. We have the numbers, we have the vehicles, we have the men moving on the street and doing what they can do. It was never there before, now it is here. So the environment is here. It just need for Liberians to step in to help and stop putting politics into it. That's all.
You also talk about a school that was established, I think, before the show. You talk about a school for respiratory therapy and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Tell me about that school.
So for the first time in, you see, Liberia will make history about people ready to look at all that way. Now in Liberia have the first respiratory therapy school in Africa. The first. There is one in Ghana that opened a few years ago. And they even asked me to go there to go teach, but I told them, hey, we have something in Liberia and that's what I'm going to use. And when I went to the AARC in American Convention, they came out and we were able to put Liberia forth and share the word that we have a respiratory school. And for now, because of that school, we have trained and graduated almost close to 10 respiratory therapists. 2015, and this year December will be putting an additional 6 therapists. A lot of people do not know what is respiratory therapy.
Right.
So, for example, so for some Liberian who listen in, so there will be the guys that you used to see in JFK Hospital running around with the oxygen concentrator, with the oxygen tank, with the mask in their hand, trying to work on the pediatric ward, trying to resuscitate a patient that was dying and other things. Those are the guys that you see. That's the school we have. And it's an AA degree for now. And it was founded by Mr. who lots of respiratory therapists who came from the state and came to Liberia, and me and him established the respiratory department at JFK Hospital. And then we both are opened the respiratory school, and later on came in a partner called Partner Liberia. He came in and they were able to help us financially, morally, with a white guy, a respiratory therapist in America, named Mark Davis. He came down and he always here like 3-4 times a year helping the school, help to teach, and sometimes bring some staff from the state. They come, they help teach the school, and that's how it's going. And now the school is at Tuer Farm, Bushra Island.
Thank you. So to our listening audience, Mark spoke about all the things that are needed for these things to run. You can donate fuel, you can adopt an ambulance, you can or just reach out to Mark. He's right there in at JFK at the Ministry of Health.
Yeah, and can I give before we give the
Sure.
that who is looking for the dispatch center? That number is 0775 588 588. So if you're out there, it's 231 775 588 588. You can give it to your family member. You can try the number right now, and somebody will pick up and answer.
Again, the number to reach Mark at the health ministry is
no, that's the number to reach the dispatch center at the emergency medical service.
Okay, the dispatch center. That's 775 588 588.
588, yes.
So the dispatch center means when you call, then somebody come to pick you up if you are in trouble.
As soon as you call, the dispatch will ask you a few questions, and they can send an ambulance to your rescue immediately.
So, Rose, what do you need Liberians and those listening to you to do now to help what you and your team are doing?
So we need the Liberian people to help us financially. We are taking anything. I even came up with the concept of $1 up. You are welcome to give anything you want to give. Anything can help. Also, if you have materials, you have like first aid kit, you have like band-aids, you have other stuff like to maintain people like blood pressure, cough, you have sugar machine and stuff like that to give out to the country. We are accepting all of that. You know, I did a GoFundMe page. It's on my Facebook, and also Cash App. My number is out there. You know, I'm very transparent. You know, you're welcome to call me at any time. My cell phone number is 678-557-5366. You can call, you can be a part of the team, you know. You can also be a part of this. You can be a part of this team to move this into the country, you know, to be very effective. So we need everything. You know, we need the people, we need knowledge, we need manpower, we need money, especially money. We need organizations that are already established in the US. So to come together and to net to this cause, you know, to let the foundation like LICI for Columbus is an organization there. All these little organizations that they have in the US, they need to come together. They need to help this project, you know, because again, they all go Liberia and vacation there and do some work there. They have the family, they have the mom, the dad, the brothers, the sisters, even the kids there. So we need every kind of help you can give, any kind of help. If you can be a help to this project in any way, we'll appreciate it. Even if you can give $1 to this project, I'm telling you. So if we get $1 from million people, that's $1 million. Yeah. If we get $1 from 2,000 people, that's $2,000. You know, and I know my Liberian people, they are not poor. We're not poor set of people. So again, be a part of something great, be a part of history. You know, you always want to be a part of history. You don't want to be a part of something that you be like, what did I do in my life? You know, be a part of this. Join me, join the team. Anyone, you are welcome. This is not about roast joy. This is not about Mark Luke. This is not about Foundation for Innovative. This is about the nation of Liberia, the country Liberia, the people of Liberia. You know, my brothers and sisters, you know, this is what this project is about.
All right, we'll be coming back to you for your final thoughts. In the meantime, okay. All right. Mark, I want you to, you are there. I don't know if you can re-emphasize the importance of this emergency response, because this is something that maybe is not in the forefront. So we're not really aware that this is life and death situation. People are dying, but there are other things that we prioritize over these kind of issues. So in few words, how important, how significant is this situation and how dire it is?
This is very important because the way to get to our viral health facility is very far and very difficult. Even in the morning to get a cab to go to the hospital is very difficult. So if this thing can work very well, beside emergency, we will be able to help people who want to get to the hospital, who wouldn't have the doctor appointments, and every other thing will be able to transport them. This is very important. A lot of people drop on the street. Like 2 weeks ago, a lady had epilepsy while walking and she fell off on the street, and we're able to go there and help her up. So the system is unique and very important. If the Liberian people can just invest into it and pay attention to it, they will never regret. We can make this better than, even in the United States, it can be better than that. It just needs us Liberians to get involved and be able to, because without it, let the Liberian people know, before those who have used the system and the service, let them imagine before 2014, how was it in Liberia? There were no ambulance service system in Liberia. It was only run by NGOs, and people used to move to the, I'm a witness, I was here, and I know what happened. And because of that particular system that was not working, that's how Ebola managed to spread. People saw the uniqueness of the ambulance during the period of Ebola. They saw how patients were being taken from the homes and from the facility to another. So just imagine that thousands and millions of dollars were pumped into that and were unique. So if we can try now and put a little money into it, the health service will be very much vulnerable. This is pre-hospital. This is the first means of getting pre-hospital care. Without it, I can tell you, there will be a lot of danger in the country. Yeah.
Ruben said you have just motivated him to learn more and advance his studies to help. So we are recruiting.
Yeah.
You know, another person asked, where is the school located?
Oh, to a farm, the old Arden Clinic Hospital at to a farm, Bushra Arden.
Oh, to a farm, Bushra Island.
Yeah, and hopefully this year we'll be adding an EMT course to that too. That will be the first time there will be an EMT class in the country.
Right, and as I was talking to you before the show, you know, courses like that that prepare people to go right there and work. I don't know if we can emphasize them more than these are master degrees and PhD in public health and other big stuff. You know, so as the people there working, nothing against those degrees.
Yeah, that's true. You know, we need a lot more medical technicians than I can say master degree or BSc and all the things. Like for example, the guys who run the ambulance service program, the EMT, they do not have BSc, they do not have master degree, but they perform miracles every day. You see, they perform miracles every day. These ladies and gentlemen perform miracles every day. They do not have BSc. Majority of them do not have BSc. The few of them who have BSc are nurses who have BSc. But remember, before you get on board the ambulance, a doctor, a nurse, a PA, a lab technician. Before you can work on the ambulance, you have to be an EMT. You have to be trained in the field of ambulance management. That's the only way you can work on board the ambulance. If not, you will not know how to do it. Can you imagine an ambulance moving and you're trying to open the IV line? An ambulance moving at the speed of 80 kilometers per hour and you're doing CPR on the ambulance, on the patient. The ambulance moving and you amble back in that person. You're moving in the ambulance. So you have to be trained and taught how to do those things. That's the importance of being an EMT. That's the importance of being a technician.
We are one people, Labira, let us have today.
As Liberia, we are one people. Let's reconcile today. So ambulance emergency response issue is very dire. We are all one people, and so we should look after each other and look out for one another so that we can save lives. You watch the scene, that accident scene, very graphic, very horrific, and it takes seconds. Those who are in the emergency response, just seconds that you can save a life. So it's very, very important. Let me go back to you, Rose, for your final thoughts, and then I'll go to Mark also for his final thoughts as we conclude the broadcast tonight.
So again, I would like to say thank you to Focus on Liberia for giving me the opportunity to broadcast or to market my project. I also would like to say thank you to Mark Luke. You have been such an amazing person. I've never met a person in Liberia that is so inviting like you. You have made my job so easy. I remember the first time I decided to do this, I had so much tough time getting in contact with people. But this time around, everything is so easy. Why? Because you are inviting. You know the importance of this. You know how this project need people. It's not about, I'm working in Liberia and this girl is in the US. She wants to come and she want to take over. It's about this country needs our people. This country needs our people. So again, I want to say thank you to everybody that's turned in today to watch this. Don't make this just a eye looking thing. Make it something that you put into your bucket list to be a part of. Our people need us. They need us. The reason that we left Liberia is not because we are special or we are better than them, but because it was blessed, because it was picked. It was picked to come to another country and get better and go back home. I want to go home. I miss home every day. And in order for me to live home, things need to be fixed. And who can fix those things? Me, my people, my Liberian people. We all can fix it. It's not impossible. You can tell me something is impossible if you don't work towards it. There's not going to be an easy road. It's going to be a lot of bumps. But trust me, as long as I live, I'm going to fight for this project. It's going to be years and years, but I'm going to fight. And again, my common outcome of this, what do I want? I want nothing. I just want a safe place for my people. I want my people to be able to call a number. I want my people to be able to drive a car and be comfortable. I want my people to go into a restaurant and eat If they get choked, someone is there to come to the rescue. What is the use of giving me everything if you are not there for me in time of emergency? What is the use? So again, I'm here. I'm very transparent. Everyone, you are welcome to contact me. You are welcome to call me. You are welcome to inbox me. You want to be a part of this team? Let's make this team the biggest team ever. Let's show the Liberian people and Liberian government we are not playing anymore. We want our country to be better. We are tired of having just a country. We want a sophisticated country. We want a country that when we go back to, it's not just sitting there, but things are happening, you know? So again, to everybody that contributed already, I want to say thank you. Thank you for every contribution you have given towards this project. I pray every day that God will multiply you, will give you every heart desire that you want. Again, without Mike Luke, this won't go on. I won't be so active and I won't be able to know what goes on in the country and what is needed. So I just want to say thank you again, Mark. You are such a great person, and continue to do what you do, because I know God have a plan for Liberia, and it's gonna get better, because we are getting better, so our country will get better. Again, thank you to Mr. Dennis for taking up your time and listening to me. I'm sorry, I'm kind of tearing up, feel like emotional and stuff, but it brings tears to my eyes to see my Liberian people just live in any kind of place and anything happen to them and there's no accountability. You know, nothing is done. It brings tears to my eyes. But again, I pledge to my Liberian people that I'm gonna work, I'm gonna do all I can do in my own power to make this project or to make that service in Liberia run properly and be sophisticated and not just be just ordinary. Have ambulance running from place to place. Have the rate of the death rate gets lower. Lower. I'm not saying it's just going to be a little, but it's going to get lower. So again, welcome again to this team, to this project. I want to say thank you to Foundation of Innovative Change. My guys, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your support. And to my Liberian people, I love you guys, and we can do it. We can do it. There's no excuse to this. This is the real issues of our country, and we should look at it. We should work. We should be active. We should not just be spectators. We should be involved with this project. I love you guys, and thanks for turning into this program, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Mark, your final thoughts, and in your final thoughts, please include who are the beneficiaries of all this emergency response. If we have it all correct, who's going to benefit? And you combine that with your final thought.
The ordinary Liberian people. Those are the beneficiaries. If all this work and come out, those are the people that will benefit. I will benefit. My family will benefit. Everybody all in America, family in Liberia will benefit. Those in Liberia, their family will benefit. You know what it means to be at work and then your nurse call you and say your child is sick and you cannot leave from Bushra Island to come to red light because the traffic is so tough, no way for you to pass through. But guess what? An ambulance can pass and get to your daughter or your son within a second and get into the hospital and save their life. I just wish we could have 100 of rules. If we can have 100 of rules out of Liberia or in Liberia, things will get better. I can say that for free. Please, Liberians, let us come together to help our country. We cannot continue to depend on other people's country to help us. We cannot continue to depend on the government. We can't be the one always stretching our hands to others to help. It's time for us to help ourselves. If every Liberian in Monrovia can help the system with at least 1 gallon of gas or fuel every day, at least 1 gallon of gas or fuel, it will help us to go further. It will boost us. It will make us to go higher. I ask every Liberian to please contribute to our service. For us, call that number and you can donate a few. You can donate a syringe. You can donate a needle. You can donate anything. We're not asking for cash. We just want you to help us to help you. That's what I would want to say tonight. And one thing I can tell anybody, the service is working. Because of us, we have saved almost close to 25 babies that were born on board our ambulance. If they were not there, those babies were going to die. The main patient we transport every day are OBGYN, women in labor, women who are dying, pregnant women who are dying, who do not have blood. I don't know how to say it. It's so hard to say it. But if you listen to the call sometimes that come through our system, you will want to cry when you know you cannot help them. So please, Liberian, if you have the heart for your country and your countrymen, please contribute to the system and make it work.
Thank you so much, Mark. And I want to thank you also, Rose, for the work that you all are doing. We really, really appreciate your time. And for people like you in America, you know, you're a young lady, you can sit here and enjoy speaking your series and be here. You know, all your parents, everyone is here, but you still have that heart to give back to our people. And there are plenty of Rose Joys around the country, around America. When we open this series on your bright ideas, I mean, everybody coming in to share their bright ideas. So there's a lot of enthusiasm from our people to give back to our country, Liberia. We just need to harness all these resources and focus on what is important. Most of the time we have these priorities are mixed up. So we kind of focus on the less important. This one is about saving lives. And we all have people in Liberia, and the work that you do, if we contribute a dime, I'm sure my siblings in Bannersville will, Keba area are going to benefit. My cousins in Nukruta are going to benefit. My other cousins in Tua Farm are also going to benefit. So I want to appreciate you guys so much. Next week, we have a jam-packed schedule. On Wednesday, Professor Alaric Toba will be our guest on Wednesday, May week, to discuss his political career, the progressives, and also current issues. On Saturday, we'll be closing our Bright Ideas series with Green Liberia. That's a great e-commerce or startup company in Liberia. They want to share their ideas how they can improve the agricultural sector using technology. On Sunday, we're going to be hosting Princess Fatu Gifla from the National. Now we have a caller coming. He just gave me 1 minute. Let's hear this caller. Caller, we are concluding, but we can squeeze you in, name and where you calling from.
I think it's Murphy. I call from the Twin City, Minnesota.
Your name again?
I think it's Murphy Spoon Creek.
Oh, Murphy, welcome to Focus on Liberia. Your questions or comments as we close.
Yes, sorry, I really totally late. First of all, let me say thank you for this program, and Rose is close figure to me because we work on some of our stuff together, especially the passing of our friend Chelsea, and in bringing Liberians together and all that. So this is actually my dream, and I'm happy that we talked about it before Rose left to go to Liberia. All I can say is this is what I dream of. You know, what can we do to help? So I have a lot of podcasts on this side too, talking about the health system. If we can't do anything in that country, we got to work on the health system, because if you're not healthy, you cannot be wealthy. And I just want to publicly give my that contribution for the pledge, my support, and I'll talk to Rose off air, you know, as to how I can be of real help, not just to contribute, because I too thinking on the same thing. A representative, one representative was here and worked with Emmanuel Taylor and I. We tried to secure an ambulance also to be taken back to Liberia. Addiction Siegel, okay, Representative Addiction Siegel is fighting here. And so we're working on getting an ambulance also. So listening, I mean, we can work from wherever part of America we are. But my dream is, like you said, reduce the death rate, make sure that what the government will stop, we can just try to help this sort of just continue criticizing and not be able to do anything. So I'd like to thank all of you. It's time for us, the young people, to put our feet down and do for our country, and instead of just asking what it can do for us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you for that inspiring message. And it calls for all Liberians, regardless of your political persuasion, your ethnic or cultural background, that we all can mobilize, join hands, and help that little country. That's the only country we have, and we, you, me, can help to make it better. I'm as opinionated as anybody else, and we all have views on the political system in our country, on the economic system. We all have our various views. We all have our sides, but we can put all that aside when it comes to helping to move Liberia forward. There is a brother, a guy who is contesting for the board seat in on OLM board in Minnesota. Oh, I'm forgetting his name, but he said we can disagree on the right and work on the left. We can disagree on the left and work on the right, and that's Erasmus Stewart. So we can all disagree about how things should go in the country, but we can all collaborate when it comes to things like this, emergency response. So next week, as I was saying, we're going to host Professor Alaric Tukba. He's going to be talking on current issues, the progressives as we know them, and also his own political career. On a Saturday, we're going to host Chris B. Jones and Green Liberia. That's their bright idea for Liberia will be using technology to improve agriculture in the country. They have farmers crowdfunding and all that kind of good stuff. Then on Friday, we want to talk about our Liberian culture. So we have someone from the Liberian cultural troupe, the legendary Princess Fatu Gifla, going to be here also with another icon from the Liberia Cultural Ambassador. We're going to be hosting that on Sunday. So continue to support us. We want to say thank you to Mr. Emmanuel Woods. He donated something to us today. We want to appreciate you. Focus on Liberia. We run this. Our goal is to elevate, to educate, and promote all things Liberia. What we do sometimes, we require funding so as to carry on this. So we also want to thank those who continue to support us. Until then, again, I want to say thank you guys for being here tonight. I want to thank my co-host who is not here, Mrs. Danielle Knuckles-guishard, also my guest relations manager. On behalf of all of us, we say thank you so much for joining. Good night and God bless you.